Well, hello.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I feel like I'm seeing you for the first time in like 2 minutes.
I know we were hanging out before we went live. That
Now,
music is jazzy.
isn't it fun?
I couldn't help myself. I was like, dun,
I
dun, dun, dun,
know
dun.
it's a little head bobber there.
Is that
Yeah,
you on the oboe in that?
that would be a
Or
clarinet,
and is it
and
you?
no, that would not be me.
Damn, I wish it was you. That would make everything right.
I do play the clarinet though.
You do?
I really do.
Oh my gosh, I want to see that so many times.
I haven't blown a piece of wood in a very long time.
There it is.
And there it is.
This has an explicit rating.
This is exactly why. Let me introduce you real quick.
Okay.
To everyone who's joining, I'm Jess Miller. I am a comedian, and this is my friend Kelly MacFarland, who is also a comedian. And I'm just going to very quickly read part of your bio so people know who you are.
Okay.
You have a very extensive and well-rounded resume. I know. It's almost like you wrote this yourself, including comedy clubs, theater, colleges, festivals, television appearances, and entertaining U.S. troops overseas. Overseas, go Kelly. You're the first runner-up in Boston Comedy Festival and voted Best of the Fest at the Aspen Rooftop Comedy Festival. You have 2 albums available on iTunes, Amazon, and SiriusXM Radio. You have performed at the Oddball Comedy Festival, the College Stage at Boston Calling Music Festival, Lucille Ball Comedy Festival, very cool, National Comedy Center, and you have been a featured headline for the Boston Women in Comedy Festival since inception, which is amazing. I love them.
Yeah.
You have appeared on Stand Up and Stilettos on the TV Guide channel, The Today Show, The View, Comedy Central, NBC's Last Comic Standing, and Access Gotham Comedy Live. And you won first place in the professional category of the 2016 Ladies of Laughter. And on top of that, you were part of the amazing lineup of Comics Come Home in last year.
Yeah.
And that was with Dennis Leary?
Yes.
Yes.
Dennis Leary and Lenny Clark and John Mulaney and Robert Kelly.
What an insane lineup.
I know.
Oh my God.
Had a great, like 2019, I was like, I'm landing the plane.
Yeah, you were insane. Yeah.
And then 2020 happened and I was like, I'm laying down.
We might see each other in December.
I hope so.
I do have you booked for December.
I am. I'm already on the calendar.
I know. I really, really hope it goes through. My fingers are crossed. That's the toy drive. So,
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's been a ride.
And how are you doing? Like, what you been up to the past couple of months?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like hanging at home with everyone else. I'm in the stay home camp.
Yeah, me too.
Yep, I'm in the stay home camp. I'm in the rule following camp.
Are you a rule follower?
Well, I mean, for this I am, because like I get it. People are like fed up with being home and no one wants to wear a mask, and I get it. But like the thought that I could be carrying it and give it to someone else makes my heart break into pieces.
Yeah.
So like I don't need that on my conscience.
Hi, just real quick. Hey, Preston. She's coming in from Twitch. So hey, Preston, thanks for joining us. Appreciate that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's totally.
I was gonna pop in. Promise you're gonna pop in. I know, it's so exciting.
I was like,
Twitch is in the house. It's amazing.
Yeah. So I've just been like laying low and
I'm a lot like that. I'm both in the sense of like I don't want to get anybody sick, but I really also don't want to get sick.
Right.
And it's so like bad.
It's so bad.
I mean, it just didn't disappear.
No.
Like
how do you say suddenly let's open everything back up
while cases are going up? Like, that just scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, I don't want to get it and I don't want to give it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, I feel like if I got it, I would just die.
Oh, I hope not, Jess.
I'm very morbid. I know.
You're loved by all. You can't.
I know. I have not left my house in 2 months.
No.
Are you the same too?
Yeah.
I mean, I have gone outside into my backyard and that's it.
Yeah.
My wife does all the shopping because she's the least likely to die from it.
Great.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, let's talk.
All right.
It's Friday. It's been a really long week. Lots of
Casual Friday.
Crazy amount. I'm not wearing pants. I have not worn pants in 2 months, and I've not worn a bra in 2 months.
Oh yeah.
And I think the bra thing is going to come back to bite me in the ass.
Yeah. Well, I tried not to wear a bra, but we're both busty.
Yeah, we're
busty.
I never used to be busty.
I was like, I can't. I mean, I have a 15-year-old boy in my house. I can't just flop around everywhere.
Yeah, that would be uncomfortable.
And also, it just, yeah. I've been outside on a couple walks. I just looked longingly at the window. Like a cat. You know what I mean? Like a cat who's like, but I don't need to go anywhere right now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. We have, we do Instacart. We've been having groceries delivered.
Okay. And that's working out.
So we're letting a stranger touch our shit. And
so far it's working out though. You're here.
Yeah. I mean, we're alive, no fevers, and we feel okay. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Listen, before we get too deep into our conversation, I want to play a clip of you.
Oh, okay.
And this one is, I believe this is the clip of you at Comics Come Home.
It's not actually.
It's not.
It looks like it should be. It's at a theater though. It's at a theater up in Concord, New Hampshire.
Okay.
The Capitol Center for the Arts, sold out show. And it's for this thing that happens every year up in New Hampshire called the Buzz Ball. And they, it's this amazing like rock comedy show, and they raise money.
That's amazing.
So, it's pretty cool.
And were you the only comic on the show?
No, no, it was me. Oh, and Chris D. Do you know Chris D? He's a Greek rapper.
I don't think so.
He's great. And also Justin McKinney.
Okay. Yep. All right.
So, yeah.
Do you want to set up this clip at all? Do you remember it?
I do remember this clip. Yeah. This is a show that takes place in December, like right before the holidays.
Okay. Perfect.
That's it.
All right. That's the great setup. And here we go.
Most if there's any mistakes, but we learn and we grow.
Yes, we do. Here we go with Kelly MacFarland, you guys.
I asked Santa for a cowboy and he brought me that guy.
Jess, can you pause it for a second?
Shit.
Sure.
So right before me, there was a
this is a great pause
so
on
if you've never met me, this just sums me up right here. That's how I look all the time.
All the time.
Shocked and excited for the next thing that's about to happen.
Deer in headlights.
Always. So I, right before me was a country western singer from New Hampshire. And he was, you couldn't see his face. It was just like a cowboy hat. And then, so that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, that was the reference. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
I mean, woof. I don't even know what his face looks like. I just saw a hat and a shirt unbuttoned. And I was like, meow, cow, meow. You'll have to forgive me. It's the holidays, so I've been a little shit-faced since the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
The crowd is wild.
Like, not a lot. Like, I got here. I just, like, a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, 2 days ago, my dress was tucked into my tights for 4 hours. You're welcome.
True.
And
it's all true.
Mm-hmm.
And someone was like, your dress is tucked into your tights. So, and I was like, it's the holidays.
I love your audience.
Yeah, they're good. They were good.
Thank you. Last time I was here, I was engaged. Now I'm married. I'm married. Someone just booed. I hope that's because you're like, I wanted you for myself. Yeah, I'm married now. I've been married for a little bit. If I was still engaged, you would all be like, woo! You just make whale noises at me for 20 minutes. But when you're married, people are like, oh, now you know. It sucks. You should have warned me when I was here last time. But your dress was tucked into your tights. I get it. I love my husband. It's a husband. I love him.
I love that you said that.
I love
him. And of course, I'm in New Hampshire, so they're like, oh. I'm like,
I love him. I do. I want to be married to him. I do. I want to. I just don't want to live with him. I don't want to live in the same house with him. I don't know any grown adults who are like, yes, I want to live with you. It sucks living with another person. I don't want to live with another person. The second we moved in together, I was like, we should get a duplex. Maybe 2 tiny houses at the end of a cul-de-sac with 1 fire pit for snuggling. He brings a humidity to my life that I've never experienced before. Why? Why is that? It's just like a hot, ha. The sleeping is the worst. Sleeping.
Thanks, Jess.
I'm relating.
Yeah, I hate it.
We got bears and shit up there. This is like spooning the biggest bear and being like, I'll be the big spoon. It's the loudest. Some nights it's like sleeping in an MRI machine with the knocks. I don't know how he's doing it. It's so loud. It's so loud and hot. Ha. He also can just go to bed. Right? Do you know what I'm talking about? Every night at 9:30, he dies a little bit for 9 hours. Just decides. He can just decide. He's like, I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed. And within 30 seconds, he's like, gone.
I love these. I love this audience.
They were hot.
Apparently. Yeah. Every night. Do you know the preparation it takes for me to go to bed? Like, I have to start planning at 2 p.m. to shut this shit down. Like, seriously, I have to be like, okay, it's 2 o'clock, so I should probably no more caffeine, and dark chocolate is out, and I probably shouldn't watch the news, and I should just listen to like Sade or Michael Bublé and keep it calm. Yeah, he's out. He doesn't even, my problem is I lay down and there's a million final thoughts. As soon as I get vertical, my brain's like, hey girl, get a pen. We have some things to figure out. He doesn't even have a final thought. He might have one final thought. It's like, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. I'm a dick. And then he just goes to bed.
Love dick jokes.
Love it. Probably by this time in this video, you're noticing I'm not a real blonde.
I watch a lot of true crime, so for me, you are the hottest, drunkest crowd. I like it. Thank you for coming to my level. I watch a lot of true crime. 2020, 48 hours, the IP channel on a loop. Yeah, podcast. I'm a murderino. I love all of it. Okay? Here's the deal. When I lay down to go to bed, my final thought is always, someone probably followed me home from the Stop and Shop. Because they want some of this. They saw me touching the fruits with my tiny hands. And they got a thing for tiny hands.
So
and
stupid.
They're going to get in. So I wear a lot of pajamas with layers like Velcro, zippers, buttons, buckles. right? Because if you're going to get to my shit, you're going to work for it. You know what I mean? I also always wear matching pajamas, and people are like, for your husband? I'm like, no, I could come to bed in a chicken suit, and he'd be like, I want chicken. We want chicken. Chicken. Chicken.
Blatant watch check.
I can't believe you did it.
I know. It's not like me at all.
It's so not like you.
I wear matching pajamas because what if I die in my sleep? I know. But think about this. What if when you die, what you're wearing is what you have to wear in the afterlife?
I'm going to be very comfortable.
Right?
Right.
Yeah. Ponder on that. I don't want to show up at the new Dead People mixer wearing a blown out crotch pair of leggings and a Who Farted t-shirt. You guys, you're amazing. Happy holidays. I'm Kelly.
Yeah,
I love watching you work. That is such a fun set.
Thank you. You know what's funny? I hate watching videos of myself.
Really? And I just totally made you do that.
I'm fine. And you know what's funny? I was like, oh, she'll probably take me off screen. And then I was like, I'm right here.
I know. That's the first time I haven't taken us off screen.
It's fine. Yeah, I like all that material. Super fun material. Yeah. And I'm not writing a ton right now. So I'm kind of like, oh yeah, I used to write funny things and say them.
Yeah, on a stage.
Yeah, on a stage.
To people. Have you done any Zoom comedy?
Uh-huh. Have you?
Okay, no.
Oh yeah, it's a treat.
I am terrified. I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. Like, do you do your normal set?
Yeah. So here's what I've learned.
Okay.
You would be fine.
Okay, sure.
Because you're a very present performer, and that's one of the things I love about you is that you're very charming and you're always like present in what's happening. Right?
Okay.
So like, I feel like the comics that are robots, and there's nothing wrong with that, but the ones that are like, they can just shift into gear and go,
right,
they'll be fine.
Okay.
And the comics like us that are like, I'm right here, I'm doing it, and they can be off the cuff and like read the comments and like keep up and whatever, will be fine. It's those middle of the road comics that are like, maybe they don't have the chops yet. You have plenty of chops.
I have some chops. Yeah, this is a very wonderful compliment. Thank you.
No, but it's true. Like, you'll be totally fine. I say rip the Band-Aid off and just do one.
I'm so afraid.
Why don't you just do it now? Here.
No.
No. Pass. Hard pass. Yeah.
Hard pass. I know. Never say no. Always say yes.
No, you're perfect.
How do you do it though? Are you sitting? Are you standing? Like, what's happening?
Well,
I need to come in. What I need to do is I need to go into a Zoom comedy show and just check it out and go,
check it out.
Oh, I can do that.
I've done it all ways. I've tried doing it standing up. I felt weird. I was like, this is weird. I'm like standing.
You get yourself a fake microphone or a brush in your hand?
I should have used a brush. I have a real mic, but it wasn't corded. So I was like, listen.
This is weird.
So I just kind of got rid of it. I was like,
this is amazing.
So, and then like I was a magician. I was like, bye. I do the best ones I've had. I had one last night. I do them seated, and I wear headphones always.
Yeah.
And I take my view, because all of them have been on Zoom. I love this format that you're using, but all of these have been on Zoom. And I put it in gallery view so I can't see myself as the only thing.
Oh.
So I play to the Zoom like I'm playing to the room.
Okay. Well, that I think must be helpful. Super
helpful. And I can see everybody, so I can like see when they're laughing, even if I can't hear them.
Like, I'd be like, what are you doing? Well, right there, you.
Yeah, you. No, well, if you touch if you like move your cursor, all their names pop up. So like the one I did last night, I did like close to 30, and at and that's only because I've done like 5 or 6 of them now, so I'm getting like a little ballsy,
Okay.
But I went into the comments and was like, Kathy S, raise your hand, and she And I'd be like, what do you mean your children are going to end up buried in your backyard? Why would you say that? And it just was like a really fun, playful, like interaction. So it was like doing crowd work with people who couldn't back.
Yeah, I've been watching. I'd like to play games.
Yeah,
you know, that would be fun, like doing pranks or something.
Yeah,
Howie Mandel.
Yeah,
he's doing that, and he's doing he's doing it through Zoom and Twitch and whatever. And so he gets people to call in, and he sits there and this is amazing to me, right? Because I'll tune in. He has like a counter like I do. And he says in the beginning, please don't move, just stay seated. Don't walk around your house. Don't tell people that you're on the phone with me. Right? Because we're playing pranks. We're playing practical jokes. So we don't want people, right? And I'm laughing because every single person that gets on his show is walking around going, Howie's on I got Howie Mandel. And it's like, and Howie Mandel's like, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
You're doing exactly what I asked you not to do. I
just said don't do that. And I'm like,
that out.
And then people are commenting, this isn't funny.
Oh.
And you have to work harder. Maybe you should get some writers, Howie. And I'm like, wow, talk about ball busting. And I'm talking Howie Mandel, right?
Yeah, that's like full chat heckling. That feels horrible. I was on a show the other night, an improv show, and we were a few minutes in, and someone wrote in the chat, is this seriously the entire show? And I was like, your spirit isn't crushed. Your spirit isn't crushed. You're okay. Just ignore it. Plow through. It's like, this whole thing is really kind of giving me this feeling of like, I mean, we all just do our thing, and we were talking about this, and we talk about this a lot, just that we're both hustlers, and we're very self-aware, and we just kind of like do our thing, and like we're doing the best we can, and we just want to make people laugh, and we want to do some good in the world.
Yeah.
And this whole thing has made me realize, like, also get on the train or get run over by it. Like, you have to keep doing stuff or you will just stop.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, it would be super easy just to be like, I guess I'm just not doing this anymore.
I think I would just get really fat.
Oh, yeah.
I have slowed down. Like in the beginning, I think the first 3 weeks, I was eating like everything. Like it's the end of the world. I had pinwheels delivered to my house. Right. And they're 12 to a pack. I had 48 pinwheels. There were 4 things, and I ate them in like 2 days. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yes.
I'm like, this is not okay. I haven't put my pants on. I don't even know if they're going to fit. I'm like, this is not good.
That is so funny that you said that, because I'm like a chunky corgi. Like, if you're not careful with me, I'll just like one day roll over and my belly's still on the ground. Like, I've got to be careful at, 4'11 3/4. So I'm like, for some reason, when this first happened, I ordered like an obscene amount of Velveeta mac and cheese. Because in my head, I was like, well, it doesn't go bad.
But did you get the shells and cheese?
Yes, the shells and cheese.
And did you eat it all?
Yes.
Mine's all gone too.
Like, for some reason, I thought that was an okay thing to eat every day, when I would never eat like that normally. I was like, well, the zombie apocalypse is clearly coming and I need to carb load. Like, so about 2 weeks in, I put myself like on a chunk dog diet. You know what I mean? Where you like portion out your food and you're like, this is all you get. Get out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I've been managing it that way.
Steph and I are down to about 2 meals a day.
Okay.
And ice cream. I'm really digging the ice cream right now. I just got, she went to the store, and I usually get Breyers because it's very simple ingredients, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And she got,
delicious.
No, she got ice cream from Tillamook ice cream.
What's that?
And Tillamook is a county in Oregon where I grew up. and it's the best ice cream I have ever had in my entire life.
She had it shipped?
No, she found it, and I picked up the thing, and I was like, tell them, like, oh, this is from Oregon. And I was like, I wonder what this tastes like. And I'm like, did you know it was from Oregon? And she's like, no. And so I went and I took a bite, and I was like, oh, this is so good.
This is real cow milk cream.
This is so fucking, and I'm like, you gotta, and she's lactose intolerant. So I'm like, here, try some.
Steph, don't do it. You're gonna shit
the eating. I don't know how I'm gonna. I think
okay.
My first TV credit is either gonna be Biggest Loser or My 600-Pound Life, because I'm well on my way. I'm halfway there.
You. First of all, I think that the fact that you're acknowledging it and you're aware of it is what's going to save you. That's going to save you. You know?
Yeah. No,
yeah,
it's not.
That's what I tell myself.
If I had no respect for anybody, I would be eating right now.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
For sure. You know what I'm using as a measure for my body to make sure that I'm not ballooning?
Pants?
You would think it was a pants or a scale. A scale would help. I'm just using my wedding band. So every day I put it on and I'm like,
I'm not even wearing mine.
Yeah, I stopped because, they said not to because the COVID can get inside. So I stopped wearing it like week 1.
Really?
Yeah, they were like wedding bands are like, they pick up, germs and I know. And I was like, well, I guess I'm not wearing this anymore. Both my husband and I took them off. But every day I put it on and I'm like, I wash my hands and then I put it on. Okay, still fit. Still okay.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Hey, if you guys are here, let me just take a quick moment. Please say hi when you get here so we know that you're here. We'd love to see you. But because of the platform that we're using, we can't actually see you. So for us to know that you're here, we need you to say hi. And I know I can see a few people are here, whatever platform you're on. Just say hi so we can say hi back.
Say hi. Ask questions.
Ask questions. We love questions.
You're an open book.
Okay, so let's be more of an open book, because you and I have had tons of conversations, and I so appreciate this. I love this about you. Number one, I absolutely adore working with you. You're so funny and you're so kind, and I'm gonna cry because I miss you so much.
All of it back to you. I just adore you, Jess, and you know that, and Steph too. Like I feel like I have just
PJ, hi.
People I adore and love to work with.
Oh my God, he's like my favorite. I love you, PJ.
He's adorable and the best.
Yeah, and we have Dana. Hi, Dana.
Hi, Dana. Well, Dana didn't say hi to me, so sorry. I take it back.
PJ's giving the hearts.
The hearts.
No, Dana, you better say hi to Kelly.
It's okay, Dana. We don't know each other. It's fine.
No, Dana. Dana, say hi to Kelly. I'm kidding. Sorry, that was too much. Was that too much?
Oh, we
PJ.
love you, PJ. I haven't seen PJ in so long, and I love him so much.
I saw him last year.
I think I saw him last year.
Stephanie says hi, Kelly.
Hi.
Come on, Dana. Don't let me down, my friend. Don't let me down.
It's fine, Dana. It's fine. Oh, thanks, Dana. Woo.
Nobody wants an angry lesbian. Here's something that I right?
Why?
I don't know. For some reason, it's very people are afraid of angry lesbians, and I'm like, I always try to present. I'm usually typically a very happy person.
Yeah.
And especially when I'm in my element, which is doing comedy, right?
Yeah.
I'm very happy there. That's my happy place. And so, yeah, right. And then as soon as I step away from it, I'm just sort of like, well, that was fun.
I'm just a person existing now.
I'm nobody. It's awful. It's so hard. But Dana and her wife come to a lot of my shows, and I've really grown fond of them. They're they're very sweet. And I don't know if they've ever seen you, but Dana, listen, Kelly's supposed to be working with me in December for the toy drive. So we'll see.
We're just gonna do it like this.
Fuck
I just
it.
told you.
I don't care at this point. I don't care. I will do this.
I don't mind doing stand up online. I have no shame.
Do you want to do a few minutes?
Nope. I'm not.
Of course you don't.
No, I do not. I don't want to, let's go back to how much we love each other.
I do. I absolutely adore you.
I do. I love you too.
I love working with you so much.
Do you remember? I was just going to say, do you remember last spring, right around this time, we were at a comedy festival, and I think I was trying to like Irish Goodbye, and you and Steph had just come in. Do you remember this? And I was almost out the door. I was like sneaking out, and I'd seen Carolyn Plummer, and I was like, and I banked the corner, and like a child went, and I like lost my shit, and then had to stay for 3 more hours.
You did.
I outed myself. I was trying to leave, and then I was like, "You're here now, so I'm gonna stay." Yeah, I mean, you have such a way about you that anyone that meets you and gets to know you just loves you. Like, you are just so genuine and wonderful. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
I am pretty genuine.
I mean,
I'm genuine in my happy places and my sad places.
Yeah.
Don't make me into an angry lesbian. Nobody likes an angry lesbian.
Nobody likes that. I just learned it from you. Nobody likes an angry lesbian.
You know, it's funny because when I started, thank you very much for saying those things.
Yeah.
I love you so much.
It's how I feel.
I always smile when I'm in your presence. Like my face hurts because I smile. Even online, it's working. And
that's good.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm translating. I feel very relevant right now, so that's good.
I had done. What was I going to say? Oh, when I first started comedy, I would do these things where I'd come off as very angry.
Yeah.
Right. And it was funny because I still do those things, but I do them with a smile on my face. And it makes a world of difference. Like it's the most fascinating. Comedy is absolutely fascinating because it really does take time to work out bits. And I'm I'll be like, "Oh, Dana, say hi to Kelly, okay?" And she would have probably done it faster, but I was like, "Say hi to Kelly."
Okay.
And it's scary. So there are moments though where I'm getting much more comfortable in my anger. But it's a funny anger. It's not real.
Right.
Like, calling a young person an asshole just because they're young. Like, I hate you, you little motherfucker.
Yeah. I think there's some power.
How fucking old are you, you little piece of shit?
How did you get in here, you douche? There's something to be said. Like, I was probably like maybe 4 years in, and I'm slow to everything. Like, I swear I will probably be like, embrace the anger from PJ Thibodeau, who
of course,
cornered the market on how to be a lovable, angry person. I was probably, and PJ probably remembers this, like I was just starting to figure out how to write jokes, and I was so like bitchy on stage, which is not who I am. Really? And I
can't even picture that.
I don't know why it would happen. I don't know if it was like a nerves thing or what, but I had this comic come up to me that I was like, the people you come up with, and he said to me, he's like, "You need to just be nicer. Like, say the same thing, but be nice." He's like, "You're too like, you're like a chipmunk. Like, you can't be a mean. You just seem like a mean dog, like a tiny little mean." Like a. So I started telling the exact same jokes, and I would remind myself to smile. I'd be like, blah, 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 blah. And you're right. You get away with so much more if you just throw a smile on the end.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's so amazing. My number one rule in comedy is to do no harm. So I never it really is like, I just won't be mean to people on stage.
Yeah. There's no point.
I mean, I remember New Year's Eve, we did the second show at the OMG Club.
Yeah.
And and I can't even believe I'm going to I had a mixed crowd politically.
Okay.
I had a mixed crowd. I always have mixed crowds. I don't
Sure,
care.
sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't do politics.
Yeah.
And most people who follow me know that, unless it's like a personal thing, like in a conversation or whatever, I'll talk about it, whatever. But someone said something. All I was doing was like, can you guys shut the fuck up? It was the second show. And I'm like, just shut the fuck up and let me get through a fucking joke. You pieces of shit, right? But and I was so mad on the inside because I was like, half the room is listening and half the room is drunk, and I don't know how to deal with this. Right? I'm completely out of my element. And some guy said something, and I was like, dude, you need to stop talking. And the guy goes, yeah, but he's wearing a Trump hat. Like, what does that have to do with you fucking talking? And then I was like, but he's being more polite than you are. And everybody went to clap, right? Because the guy had been talking and talking and talking. And everybody starts to clap, and then they're like, no, we can't clap for that. He's wearing a Trump hat.
Right.
It was hysterical because I was like, oh my God.
It's crazy what people will use as an excuse to be disruptive. Do you know what I mean?
It's insane.
She's asking me a question.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't give a fuck. Did you not track something? Is there something you're not tracking about my little stories? I will take all the questions. Like I to throw your questions to me. I hate it when people talk in the show now.
I can't. It's my pet peeve.
I feel like I've gotten worse about it too. The longer I've been in comedy, like
I think some of it is because it's gotten worse.
Oh, it's gotten way worse. Yeah.
Right. I mean,
I agree with that.
Actually will come to comedy clubs to have a conversation with the comedian while they're on stage.
Right.
In front of the entire audience because they want to be a part of the show. Yeah. And I'm like, I will remove your fucking ass. Mm-hmm. Do not do that.
That's the other thing. Like, nobody's removing anybody anymore.
No, because they're afraid.
Right. They're afraid. And I don't blame them. I did a show. It was a fundraiser for some cops. And one of the cops heckled me, like to the point of no return. Like he was relentless with me, and so much so that I finally just was like, I'm gonna call it a night. Good night. Thank you so much. I was like, I don't even care if I get my money. Like, this is gonna go ugly for me because you're a cop. Like, you're a cop in a room full of cops, so I can't win.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Drunk? Were they drunk?
Oh yeah, so drunk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And also I start to get actually mad in my head when it goes too far. But I look like this. So like
I'm so afraid that I don't look like this when that's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. I just like
exactly.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah. So it has gotten worse.
It has gotten worse, yeah.
You put up PJ's thing, the truth, it's gotten way worse.
I don't understand.
What's wrong? Does anybody know why it's gotten worse? Tell us.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's weird. It's really weird.
It is weird.
Yeah.
And it's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay. I think one of the things that I was doing at the club in December is I didn't book myself on the shows. So if someone had to cancel, I could step in. I mean, I can host, feature, or headline. It doesn't matter. I could just step in.
Right.
But what I would do is it was a smaller space. I love the space. But what I noticed is that every show, there was at least one person who wanted to have a full-on conversation with the comic. And I was like, what is it about this space? I mean, it was intimate and it was homey, and it was a really cool, you would have loved it.
I know. I'm so sad that we couldn't work out a date.
I know. It's okay.
We have one though now. We booked that like months
ago.
I
just know I have to do a year in advance.
Oh.
But I usually do that. I was pressured with because it was, there was a lot of different elements that were going on with that.
Such a good thing that you did.
But
can't get over it.
Oh, it was I would do it again. Absolutely.
Well, you booked me.
Yeah, but that's just for one night.
Oh,
I don't know if I'll do the whole full month. That was very expensive.
Yes.
And peace out, ladies. Missing Missy.
Oh, bye, PJ.
Bye, PJ. Say hi to your family. We love you.
Oh,
Um,
he's like one of the first comedians I ever met.
oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
He's my brother.
So nice. He's great.
My nickname is PJ.
Is it really?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I need more information immediately.
No.
Damn it! I thought you'd have your guard down and I would learn why.
It's a long story. I'll have to tell you
today,
too. I'll tell you over coffee when we can get together.
I would love that. We technically could get together right now if we stay 6 feet apart, wear a mask, and make sure that there's no one else around.
Did they open things up in Massachusetts?
No.
I go through spurts of being able to watch the news and not watch the news.
Yeah, I understand.
And this week has been especially difficult.
Yeah.
With the guy getting shot.
Oh my God.
That video coming out. And I was talking to Anna Phillips.
Yep.
Who,
Very
know Anna?
funny comedian. Yeah.
I love Anna. And she was talking about someone being shot and they never said anything. And I was just like, really? Again? This is like, why does this keep happening? And I'm just like, it's like, I can't compare it to comedy. It just makes me so sad, like.
Are you talking about the shooting, the young man who was out jogging, got shot like back in February, and then
yes, and now it's just coming to light.
Yeah,
and it's heartbreaking.
I mean, I think about the world we're living in right now, and I don't understand. Like, and I don't say that like flippantly, like I don't understand. Like, it's more like I literally cannot fucking process it in my brain.
Right.
Like, I can't understand how there's still so much hatred for everyone, right? Like, there's hatred everywhere. And it's like, we're in a pandemic.
And
like,
there's hatred.
There's hatred.
Well, that was prior to the pandemic.
I mean, yes, but I'm saying, like,
thank
God. I mean, trust me, thank God they arrested them.
Yes.
Like, and I felt embarrassed.
That was in Georgia, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
in Georgia.
Yeah.
And I felt embarrassed I didn't know about it. To be honest.
I was embarrassed when I didn't know about it. And Anna was telling me, and I'm like, when did this happen?
Right.
So that was, I believe, on Monday she was talking to me about it. We were offline. And I was like, Jesus, like, I don't, I don't, like, how do you stop this?
Yeah.
It's too much.
It's too much.
And so, and it's hard for me because I always think, like, I'm white. So I can say it's too much. I can turn off the TV and I don't have to deal with it.
Right.
But,
Yeah, I'm with you. I understand. It's like,
that's the privilege. And people don't understand that. Like, I can take a break from the TV and not have to worry. But if I were Black and had to go to the grocery store just for driving in my car or walking into a grocery store, I could be shot.
Like, no longer I read somewhere today, someone commented on, it was either Insta or Twitter, but they said being complacent is just as bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're right. Like, you're absolutely right. And and when people are like, I don't think I'm privileged, I'm like, you just did it.
It's funny because I remember when I first moved to Massachusetts, I wanted to get involved with like women in shelters and stuff, and so I did I was going to do a rape crisis line counselor kind of volunteer position, and it ended up being like way too heavy for me. I was like, this is so much.
Yeah.
And it's amazing people who can do it, because it's traumatizing to hear someone's story,
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard. And I remember taking the training for this class, and they started talking about white privilege. And I was like, what is that? Now, part of the reason I was saying that was because I came from a place in Oregon Oregon's predominantly white. They used to have laws against Black people, not especially kind to Black people, right? We had one person of color in our community, and he was a light Asian, a Bayesian. And so I grew up, that was my normal.
Yep.
I also grew up as a Republican. That was my normal. And as a Christian, right? So I grew up, I am not any of those things. So I am not any of those things. And just to make sure everybody understands this, I went into the army. I came out as very, very fucking gay. You know, and that's, I mean, but like, that's the thing is like, I always notice that, like, don't go to school. If you go to school, you might think for yourself.
Right.
And if I had not gone into the military or left where I lived, I may not have ever thought for myself, because you're in that community. That's it. That becomes your life, and that becomes your way of life, you know. And thank God I went into the military and I met other people who are from different cultures, and I got into comedy and I got into theater, and you start seeing how wonderful all these different cultures are. And it's like, why are people afraid of this shit?
Right.
Like homophobia was a big thing where I grew up. So like, I was like, I'm not gay. Oh no. Let me suck that dick. I'm not gay.
You are.
You're gay. You know, like, I mean, it's fucked up, but I understand the mentality.
I grew up in Maine, so like
very
you
white.
And me, right? So
Maine reminds me a lot of Oregon.
Oh my gosh, very, very white. I grew up in central Maine, which isn't even, I mean, there's so much more Maine. You go to central, and then it's like, but wait, there's
a lot of
more.
Maine.
There's way more. And so I mean, we didn't have any. We had any. You talk about Asians. I'm like, I didn't even have Chinese food till I went to college.
Get out.
I'm not even kidding. Like, I just had never had it.
This is why we get along so well.
I know.
It's depressing.
And I will say this though, my dad was in the Air Force.
Yeah, so was mine.
Yep. And so they when he was done with his service, they have been living in Virginia, and he came home, and I was very talkative. I spoke at 9 months and like never shut up. And so my parents both talked to me a lot because I wanted to talk all the time.
Right.
So I remember
you must have been a blast to be around.
What a pain in the ass, right? hey!
You were like, why? But why?
So weird. Such a weird, like, nonstop talking short person.
So funny.
But I remember he would tell me stories about being in the service, and he also grew up in Maine, where there were 0 people of color.
Right.
You know, we had 2 people of color in our town when I was growing up, and I was friends with both of them. My really good friend, you know, I didn't really know the difference, and it didn't matter to me because my home life, that wasn't something that I was raised with, like hatred for other people.
Right.
If anything, you know, I was always told, like, you are not any better than anyone else.
Right.
And if you ever think you are, you need to check yourself and make sure you know that, like, you're not growing up with money. You're not, you know, you're going to have to work harder for everything. You're not, you know, a whole lot of knots.
Right.
And when I moved to Massachusetts, I was like, this is crazy. It's eye-opening, right? Like, how privileged.
Yes.
Even if the privilege is just the absence of the culture, right?
Yes.
Like, does that make sense? Am I saying that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it does. I mean, we were down in Florida last winter. There were not a lot of people of color.
Yeah.
It was very, very white. And I was like, where is the diversity?
Right.
Like, this it was uncomfortably white.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do.
Like, I've never gone back to my hometown because it's uncomfortable for me. I still have friends there, like, in a very select few that were my best friends in high school. And they're like, we don't give a shit that you're gay. We love you. You know, like, you made us laugh, whatever. And those people will always be, you know, friends. But there's like 5. A lot of friends. I don't know how they feel, and I don't want to know. I don't really care anymore, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very, like, uncomfortable, you know. And my family here is very mixed. My niece is married to a young Black man. Her brother, my nephew, they're both Japanese Americans, you know, and I'm gay and I'm married to a woman. Okay. So my family is extremely diverse, but I'm the one going to hell.
Right. You're the problem.
And I'm like, I'm the problem.
You're in a committed marriage. And you're faithful
for 19 years.
I mean,
it's so fucking backwards.
It's very backwards. It's funny because I struggle with this a lot because I just can't wrap my head around a father and son duo who sees someone out for a jog and think, well,
and it was very clear that he was jogging.
Very clear.
He was not racing.
It was
he
very
was not
clear.
Trying to get away. He was jogging.
And conversely, I would say it was very clear that he was jogging and they were animals that were like stalking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
they were just sitting there waiting for him.
Like, wake the fuck up, America. Wake up.
Yeah.
Stop saying shit like, I'm not racist though. I don't see well, okay, well, wake up, because there's a shit ton of people who are, and they're a problem. Like,
it's a huge problem.
Yeah, they're a problem.
I don't know how you solve it.
I don't either.
Mean, talk
about it.
Talk about it.
Talk about it. Yeah.
I don't, like the pandemic stuff.
Yeah.
And it hitting, being like more Black people and more Hispanics are dying than white people because they have access to healthcare. It's like, it's horrifying, and it is very systemic. And it's like, and you have people, especially the African American community, that's like pissed. And it's like, yeah, you have every fucking right to be pissed.
Right. Exactly.
And I'll stand up. I'll stand right in front of you if you need me to shield you from that shit. Like, it's just really fucking heartbreaking.
Have you noticed, since all of this shit went down with the pandemic, or just, I'm not a political comic either, but I'll just say, like, time frame, like, let's call it 3 or so years. Have you noticed 3 and some change? Have you noticed that I'm learning things on social media about people that I didn't know before? Yeah. And so I'm seeing things and I'm like, first of all, I'm like, so do we just start unfriending everybody? Yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. Like, to piggyback on what you're saying, I don't know what the answer is.
I remember someone telling me, don't go to Florida. They don't like gay people there. They don't like gay people. Don't go to Florida. And I'm like, well, how are they going to ever like gay people if I don't go?
Exactly. Right.
Like, they'll never see a gay person, so they don't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole point, right? So visibility is a huge thing.
It really, really is.
But the thing is Black people are very visible. I see them.
Yeah. Oh,
you're just you're being a racist fucking prick. So knock off the shit.
Let's just call it out. You're a racist douchebag. Yeah,
I think it existed well before 3 years ago.
For sure. For sure.
I think it's gotten much, I think people have become much more vocal.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the monster's always been under the bed. And now it's like, oh, I can now just come out because it's fine.
Yeah, I've seen arguments on both sides of it where they say, well, I'm glad I know who that person is, so I can,
Fair. Yep.
Right? As opposed to, I don't want to know anybody who's a racist.
Right, exactly.
And I think there was a comedian that ever someone said everyone's a racist. Everyone has a little racist in them or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is probably true. I mean, there's a lot of things that I don't know about different cultures.
Yeah. Of course. I feel naive. And I think I feel naive a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually, I can either be like, oh, I guess I don't know. Or I can be like, you're naive.
I'm going to learn.
Educate yourself and learn. Like, that's the key.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
It's
insane.
And that's the difference.
Wow, this is a heavy conversation.
Serious. We both were going to say that at the same time. I was like, I feel like I should.
I mean, it needs to be, but this is what's happening in my week, right? And then, and then I see things like Flynn, I don't know if you've heard Michael Flynn, who went to jail.
No.
The original national security advisor to the whatever.
Yeah.
That guy, he went to jail, and now the Department of Justice is overturning the ruling.
I mean,
come on, like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I cannot eat any more cookies. You don't understand.
Yeah.
I am not dealing with any of this very well.
No.
I am incredibly emotional about it, right? I'm very depressed about it. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, I don't want to be in this world. Like, it's hard. It's a hard place. It's hard. And the thing that makes me happy is gone.
Right.
And I'm like, I mean, it's not gone, but it's temporarily suspended as with everything else. And so I'm just sort of like, wow, this is some heavy shit.
So I was
it's gonna fucking snow.
I know.
I'm like, oh my God.
When I saw that, I was like, of course it is.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
Whatever.
If
I hear the words tremendous, very good, unprecedented, I'm just, you know what? I can't handle it anymore. I really can't.
What are you doing to self-soothe?
Well, I take a lot of naps.
Sure.
Cookie eating has been on the top of my list.
I've
no longer ordered any more cookies. Now I'm just eating the Tillamook ice cream.
The Tillamook.
Yeah. There are some very wonderful things about Oregon. Like, I have family there that I love.
Yeah.
And that they love me. So, and their ice cream is delicious. But
to get
like
that.
this is, I find, very helpful. Staying connected with my friends. I try to call people a little bit more often. I don't think I made any phone calls this week, so that's not helpful.
Oh, can I ask you a question? So that's funny about the phone call thing. I'm not a phone person. Like, it was years of customer service. I think I was like, I'm done.
Okay.
I just hit my max of talking on the phone. And when this first started, I was all about the phone. And now we're 6
You're
weeks
back
in
to
or
texting.
whatever. I'm like, I cannot talk on the phone. I'm exhausted. And I think it's because I don't know what to say. Like, I just it's too much of the same thing every single day.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the podcast that you guys are doing, you and Dan Crone.
I'm fine. The podcast.
I'm fine. And I love the title.
I'm fine.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Yeah, we actually added today, I'm fine, technical difficulties, because I feel like that's been our whole journey, is we don't know anything about technology. Like, I was watching the opening of your show and I was like, well, this is how you do it right here.
I'm an overachiever.
It's flying around. There's music. She's got a countdown clock. I don't even know.
I can make you guys one.
I will pay you to make us something jazzy.
I'd be happy to do that for you.
You are wonderful. Yeah, I think that's keeping me going a little bit. And we made the commitment early on. We were like, let's do it Monday through Friday at 5. So similar to what you're doing, it's like, it gives you some structure.
Yes.
And I
kind of wish I would have done mine at like 5 as well, because then I'd be like, I can go to sleep early.
I'm done. I wonder if we have any more Choco Tacos, because I'm done. Yeah, I wanted to have you on early, and it's hard because I saw you were doing your show early when we first started doing it. And then I was like, oh, but Jess is doing her show, and I don't want to double dip.
Oh God, no. I think if we can promote each other, that's a wonderful thing.
Yes.
Collaborating is beautiful.
It is.
Yeah, the more collaboration in the world, the better. I mean, that's the whole point, right?
Yes.
People honestly think that their livelihoods are being threatened by people who are not like them.
I know.
And it's very competitive and like Darwinian or something. It's like, I will survive this. Yeah. And it's like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
You're really stupid.
If I hear thin the herd one more time, I'm going to lose my shit. I'm like,
also,
first of all,
yeah.
There is no herd. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it'll help to thin the herd. I'm like, okay.
Is that like let people die so it thins the herd? Is that what the?
Yeah, it's like this whole thing with the mask, like, just put on your mask. Just wear the mask.
Well, because the guy thing, and he doesn't want to wear it. He doesn't need to wear a mask.
Right.
I was on this. Okay, I'm going to say this. We're not mentioning any names. We're not saying any names. Yes, the goggles were a nice touch.
Protective eye gear.
That's why I have my sunglasses up on my hat, so I can immediately go into protective mode anytime I want.
Yeah. It enters through the eyes. That's what they've been saying all along.
God, it's so much. Now the conspiracy theories are coming out, and I'm just like, I just can't process
shut that shit down.
any more shit.
No.
Like, it's too much, right? I mean, people are losing their livelihoods. They're going through their savings. They can't get food, and they're suffering. And some of them are alone. I had a friend, her husband passed away from this. He was in the army. He was 80. He was at the soldiers' home.
Oh God!
And they sent him. I mean, like, she didn't see him for a month before when all of this started, right? And they locked everything down so she couldn't see him. And then he was in the hospital for 2 weeks, and she couldn't see him.
Yeah.
And she's 86, and he's 85, and it's that's just like, I can't.
Right.
Like, this is heartbreaking for all these people that are going through this shit. And I know it's like, I'm like, why not wear your fucking mask? Yeah. You're really going out to protest about your fucking rights not to wear a mask when someone wants to stick something up my vagina? Fuck you, motherfucker. I just get really incensed over it. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah. I was seeing these pictures of rallies, and it's people holding signs about the mask going, "My body, my choice." And I was like, interesting.
Isn't that
it's
nice?
Your body, your choice, because you don't want to wear a mask, but it's not okay. I got you now. Okay. Yeah. Clear. I'm clear. Yeah.
Clear.
It's crazy. We order, where did you get these pinwheels from?
I got them off of Amazon.
Wait, and so what's a pinwheel?
Oh my God. It's just,
is that the marshmallow
chocolate graham cracker goodness?
Oh yeah, that's like a s'more.
It's not, but it is.
Yeah.
It's just chocolate deliciousness.
I don't want that now.
No, don't start.
You know what I ordered? Cupcake Pop-Tarts.
Okay, see, I was just gonna say, our old roommate Linda used to bring in Pop-Tarts. And I was hungry one day and looked inside her cabinet, and I was like, oh, Pop-Tarts. And then I went on this massive fucking Pop-Tart journey that took me a month to get off of. Because we don't bring sweets into the house.
I can't.
I mean, I don't need sweets.
I only ate one so far. And
that's pretty good.
When I say one, I just mean one tart.
One packet? No,
tart? Not the whole package, just one tart.
A half of a packet.
Yeah. And it was so sweet, my teeth hurt.
Oh, that's not good.
Are you a toastier Pop-Tart or not toast?
I don't toast.
So if it's jam inside, I toast.
Really?
If it's like frosting, no toast.
Oh, no, I only get strawberry frosted or blueberry frosted.
I really like the jam inside. And
sometimes the cinnamon is pretty good. Those are the three. I don't get any of the other ones.
I'm glad we've solved all the world problems and then ended on Pop-Tarts.
Well, Pop-Tarts are amazing.
They really are. My dad was obsessed with Pop-Tarts. It's like all he ate. And my parents are tiny people. But he's since given up the Pop-Tarts. Because they're not
I haven't eaten a Pop-Tart in over a year.
They're not real food.
I feel very proud of myself.
You should celebrate yourself.
Yeah. And I mean, the pinwheels come from like growing up as a kid. So it's like, it's one of those, we've eaten, I've made a ton of meatloaf.
Oh, yum.
And Ida Garten meatloaf is delicious. Her recipe is delicious. I make, every week I make a batch of spaghetti sauce, but it's called Sunday gravy. So if you look up Sunday gravy, you know what that, Yeah. And we cook it on the stove for like 4 or 5 hours, and the whole house smells like delicious. And I'm ready to make lasagna, like with homemade sauce and stuff. So a lot of comfort foods.
You're like going for it.
Hi, Nikki Todd.
Hi, Nikki Todd.
She must have been paying attention because she said hi, Jess and Kelly. I think
Kelly.
Nikki Todd's one of my best friends, so I think she's been to see you.
Oh,
I'm sure of it.
I hope you liked it.
Yeah.
Are you do you do all fresh stuff for your sauce, for your gravy, for your Sunday gravy?
So a fun fact about me is that before I started stand-up, I was going to open up my own pizzeria.
Oh.
Yes. So I was developing all my recipes and like different flavor combinations and the crust and stuff like that. So I'm really into cooking.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And then I was like, you know what? This theater comedy thing is really fun. I'm going to do that because my life will be so much better.
This seems like it'll really take me the distance. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like, oh, you know what? I'm very happy that I'm in comedy. I've met the best people, including yourself. I really, really enjoy making people laugh. I really enjoy doing good things for the community because, and those things, I mean, you do those with pizza, yeah, but it's different, like the laughter.
Can you do that with pizza? Yeah.
I mean, you can. If I had a pizza place right now, I'd be sending pizzas like crazy to the hospitals.
Yeah.
Like you call me, I do a buy one, get one. You buy one goes to the hospital,
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Buy a pizza, I'll donate a pizza. Like I am, that is so part of who I am. Like just doing, like, I just love doing stuff, like if you're going to be kind enough to come to my shows and support me and my friends in comedy, I'm going to do something to give back. Yeah. And it doesn't always directly affect people, but I think it does, like
it totally does.
When you do the coat drives, when you do the food drives, when you do the toy drives, it's sort of like, I know people feel happy about giving things, and they want a way to do it. So
yeah, I feel like too that when I first started doing stand-up, I told my parents that that's what I was going to do. And my dad was super supportive. And my mom was like, well, if you're going to do stand-up as like a thing that you're going to do, you need to make sure that you're balancing out your life. So if you're going to, if you're going to go have all this fun and say naughty things and blah, 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 then you need to balance and give back. So I have always been someone who gives back because I feel like that's what you're supposed to do. Like if I'm able and I have it and you aren't able and you need it, I'm going to give it to you. Like, and I think that's probably why we connect so well, because I like to do things where I'm giving back. Like a lot of people ask why I do so many fundraisers and philanthropic events and whatever. And it's because I get to tell jokes and I get paid for it. So,
and people are happy.
And people are happy
for a common goal to raise something for something that they care about.
Yeah.
And it's generally speaking, I would say pretty much any fundraiser I've ever done or produced has been an extreme joy to do.
Yeah.
I agree. I really love doing them.
Yeah.
So
I mean, why not? What else do you got to know?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Oh.
Nothing really.
No, nothing. And currently, really nothing.
It's just sort of like, oh. So I mean, okay. So let's figure out a way to wrap things up.
Okay.
Why don't you do 5 minutes of material?
I want to, Jess. I want to so badly. Oh, but I feel like
no, let's not do that.
That's too indulgent for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's very indulgent for you.
So,
I know. I'm gonna not do it as well because it is also indulgent.
It's indulgent during this time of COVID.
We don't want to do that.
No.
No,
but you should do one because you'd be great.
I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know. Like you do your normal set.
Yeah. The first one I did, I made a huge mistake. I was like, I guess I'll just wing it. And I was not good. And I was uncomfortable. And I was like, ah. And then the next one I did, I like got serious. I was like full show outfit from the waist up.
See, half naked.
Yep. Always. What's the point? And then I wrote a set list that was exactly the amount of time I would want with one audible.
Okay.
Right? Because you never know.
Audible?
Yeah, like something I could take off.
Okay.
So I basically had 2 closers. I was like,
okay.
If I'm at time, I'll close here. If there's time, I'll close here. But you know,
okay.
And I like came to play, and it was so much fun.
Really?
For me, that's what I needed.
And people were genuinely laughing.
They got it. They were into it.
That's so cool.
I know. And people are starved for entertainment.
Well, maybe we should do a Zoom. Send me your schedule.
A half-naked conversations comedy show. My schedule, I can send it to you right now, verbally.
Okay. Yeah, what's your schedule like, Kelly? How you doing these days?
Open, sleep, take a shit, eat, open. Yeah.
And I'm fine.
Right, I have a 1-hour show I do online from my bed every day. Yeah, no, I have some shows coming up actually. Like
I'm excited about
online.
That is so cool. You have to send me a link. Maybe I'll come in and I'll be a guest.
You absolutely should.
Maybe you can comp me a ticket.
I'll comp you a ticket. It's the least I can do for Jess Miller.
Oh my God.
I love me some Jess Miller.
Let me be your +1.
Gladly. I would love it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You're delightful.
I love you, Kelly MacFarland.
I love you too. I love you, Steph. Is she home?
She's watching upstairs.
Oh,
she couldn't. I have my headphones in anyway.
Oh yeah, that's right. I just yelled in your ear.
Yeah, you did.
I'll tell her.
Yeah, but I was like, I yelled it earlier, so. And that was rather loud, I have to say.
This was really, really fun, and I'm glad that you're doing this, and I can't wait to see you.
I can't wait to see you too in December, maybe, hopefully.
Hopefully before that.
Yeah.
They're gonna let us out before that, right?
Gosh. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. This is another hour long. You know what? Are you having when you do? Let me do a quick what's the word?
I don't know.
Do a quick shout out for your little
yeah, like a plug.
Yeah,
I do a show every weekday, Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. We go live at 5 on Facebook, and it's me and Dan Crone, and our show is called I'm Fine. And it's a lot like this. It's just conversations, catching up with people, letting people like talk about what they're working on or what they were working on. Yeah, it's really easy.
Do you tend to have a lot of COVID conversations or political conversations?
You know, we did in the beginning, and now it's not. Like we had Lamont Price on this week.
I saw that.
He was just we were talking about like childhood and video games and
nice.
Yeah, and it was fun. It's good. It's always kind of silly. And Dan and I started this show because we both have anxiety disorders, and I have OCD. And if you know anything about OCD, and so does Dan, it presents in different ways for everybody. Like it's not a one size fits all. So we were talking every day and being like, dude, I've been training for this my whole life. Like I'm careful of germs all the time.
Right.
And we were like actually making each other feel better. And so we were like, I bet there's other people out there like us. And so we started doing a show.
And you guys have been friends for a long time.
We have. He's like my baby brother. Like he's such a like a sweet guy.
I have yet to meet him.
Oh, you would love him, and he would love you.
Work with him, although I did actually try. I was gonna hopefully book him in April, but that didn't end up working out. But at some point,
no, I'm just kidding.
He was too expensive.
Well, it didn't happen anyway, so screw him.
Nikki Todd would like an invitation too.
Oh, okay.
And great show, love to you both. Thank you and be well. Thank you, Nikki Todd. I love you. And
you have the best peeps. Oh,
Stephanie loves you too.
Yeah, I love you.
So that's at 5 on Facebook, and they can find you at Kelly MacFarland.
Either on Dan's page or my page.
You guys do Zoom, but you're only Zooming with the comics. You're not Zooming with an audience, right?
That's right. Yeah, we go live just using Zoom.
I love the one thing I do really like about, and like there's always a positive, right? You can always find a positive. The one thing I do like about this is that it has slowed me down.
Mm-hmm.
It has really made me stop to think about what I need to do.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of at this point, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. But it's cool to let people, besides, like, what do you do when you go to a comedy show? You go in, you're like, hey, and you're happy.
Yeah.
Tell jokes. You laugh. Oh, goodbye.
Yeah.
And nobody ever really gets to know you.
Right.
So the one thing that I like about this is that it gives people an opportunity to say, oh my God, these comedian people are real human beings. Because we were talking about this before you came on. It's like, that's not always the case.
It's not.
It doesn't feel like everybody. I think my audience is exceptional. My people are exceptional.
Your people are some of my favorite people to perform for.
Right? Like I don't even know where they come from. I'm just like so grateful for them because I'm like, they're exceptional.
Right.
They don't heckle.
No.
They give, they're fun, they're kind, they're
out to have fun too, which that's why you go out.
Yeah, I love my people.
Yes.
I love them. But they all, and I think for me, I try to occasionally I'll put something out that's a little personal, and then I'm sort of like, whoa.
Yeah. I really showed myself.
I don't always enjoy doing that, but this
I hear you.
Sort of helping a little bit.
I think so too. And I also feel like we've all been kind of forced to hit the pause button a little bit. And like, I think when you get to a certain age, right, you start thinking like, what's my place in the world anyway? And I think that if you're not utilizing this time to figure out how you think and feel and move through the world, this is a good time to do it because it's slow enough right now that you can take a beat and think like, what's important to me and how do I feel, which is basically everything we've been talking about tonight. You know,
it's a difficult process to go through.
It really is. We did it again. We talked about cookies and then we brought it back to serious talk.
Oh, I miss you so much.
I miss you too. And I can't wait to see you in person, but I would make an exception and take a phone call from you because you are delightful.
You're delightful. So you are. Do me a favor, hang out in the green room for a second. Okay. And now let me get us out of here. And we can be funny on the other side.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Kelly. For everybody else, if you're interested, please follow Kelly MacFarland. She is absolutely fantastic. I absolutely adore her and love her. Please follow this web page wherever you are. If you're on OMG, Jess Miller Comedy, if you're on Twitch, Periscope, please follow. Say hi. We want to talk to you. Follow Kelly. She's great. All the information is in the little box below. And please like this video if you enjoyed it. Okay. Well, I'll see you soon. Actually, that would be on Monday. I'll see you on Monday. So have a great weekend.